Welcome to Real World AIP. Today I'm preparing my Yautia root, which I found for 99 cents a pound at Price Rate. This is 6 pounds, $6 worth. There's so many fun things you can do with this. The first things first, before you even peel them, you gotta rinse the dirt off them. These are some hairy, dirty root vegetables that underneath are just, delicious. Don't let the outside fool you. So let's rinse these things. You're going to want to scrub the hair and the dirt off. Just give it a nice little scrub down. Alright, they're all cleaned up. Now it's time to peel them. These are relatively easy to peel once you get the dirty part off. These, by the way, do not keep well at all like this. If you want to store it for more than one day, you definitely want to peel it, cut it, and then put it in a bowl full of water. Cover it with water, and then it'll be fine in your fridge for 4 or 5 days. As soon as you get this peeled, you want it in water, soaking in water, or it's going to be all brown and icky. So now I have them all soaking in the water. They're all peeled. I'm going to make 2 different things with these. I'm going to make savory, like dinner-style bars, and then I'm going to make that meat bars. So to do this, we're going to have to shred the Yautia. The way I do my recipe, I measure it in pounds. For my bars, my Yautia bars, I'm going to need 2 pounds of Yautia. For my meat bar recipe, I'm going to need 1/2 pound of ground Yautia. Whatever I have left over, I'm going to boil it, for the record. I really hate using anything other than this regular old blade in the Ninja. That whole thing where you have to put the food in the feeder and it's got the plate and it shreds it. It's just a lot of work. It drives me nuts. There's always these little end pieces left over. I grind everything up. I just grind it. So here we go. I'm going to grind this 2 pounds of Yautia and see how many cups it makes for you. 5 cups. Now you want to add your coconut milk and seasonings to this ground Yautia while it's still in the Ninja, so that you can get it all mixed in before you make your bars. I always add about 1/2 cup of coconut milk, salt. Maybe I'll throw some thyme and chives from my garden in with this batch. Add some coconut milk frozen in a jar. Salt, coconut milk, herbs. We're gonna go thyme and chives. And I didn't plant anything this year. This is from last year. It comes back. It's so perfect. A lot of chives. So here's what the mix looks like, and then we're just gonna whiz it up and bake it. So I oiled this pan, and then I just put that whole mix right in there, and now I'm just gonna pat it down. I'm gonna bake it at 450 degrees. Now one way you can tell whether or not this is done is just by pressing on it. It's nice and firm. Gently go around the sides. I make 6 servings. This is a little easier to do once you've let it cool too. It's going to firm up and it's going to have like this bread-like texture. It's unbelievable. This has got that nice toastiness. Now, if you're interested in the nutritional breakdown of these, so 6 servings, 182 calories, 36 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fat, that's minimal, and negligible protein. 450 degrees we put those in, and it only took 50 minutes. There you have it, Yautia bars. So I put this in the fridge overnight, and now I want to show you the texture of these bars. Okay, here's the bar. It is got a nice, it's very dense. It holds together beautifully. We can actually make like sandwich bread out of this. Right down the middle. This does not crumble. Look at that. It's freaking bread! Now I want to make my meat bars. Now those call for 1/2 pound of peeled raw Yautia. So I peeled it and I chopped it small so I could measure it for you in case you don't have a scale. And it's about a heaping 1.25 cups. Okay, so what we're going to do to make the meat bars first is we're going to put this in the Ninja and get it all mixed up. What do I want to use for seasoning? How about some more fresh herbs from my garden? Ooh, I have some marjoram here. That's going in there. Maybe a little rosemary. Always I put chives. And I have some thyme here. And again, I didn't even plant any of this year. The basil doesn't come back apparently. Neither does the tarragon. That didn't come back. But I got all this thyme. I got parsley. I got chives. I got oregano. I got marjoram, sage. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. I haven't gardened all year. I weeded it one time this year just because I went out there and I couldn't find anything. And here it is. It's November and I have these beautiful fresh herbs that I'm harvesting, and I live in New England. This is pretty awesome. All right. So I got my fresh herbs, my heaping 1.25 to 1.5 of peeled and chopped Yautia root, then a teaspoon of salt. You know, and I don't use that cheap iodized salt, the chick with the umbrella on the can. I use this is sea salt or pink salt or Hawaiian black salt or some kind of healthy salt, gray salt. Let's get this going. And now I want to add beef. 1 pound of grass-fed beef. I got this at Price Rate for $4. One lesson I've learned that I don't know if this will be of help to you is that I put this in the freezer right away when I buy it. I never take it out the night before and thinking, oh, I'm going to make this tomorrow. Because you know what happens? Tomorrow comes, I don't feel like making it. It's sitting there staring me in the face and I'm worried it's going to go bad because the next day goes by and I don't feel like making it. I don't do that anymore. I don't thaw things the night before or the day in advance. I take it out of the fridge and I put it in a dish pan full of warm hot water until it's thawed. And that's what I did with this. Now I'm going to put this right in there in the Ninja with my Yautia and my fresh herbs and my salts. That is the complete recipe. You could add maple syrup to that and some fresh sage. That would just really bring it, like kick it up a notch. See this here? This is meat dough. I'm gonna take the meat mix out of the Ninja and we don't need to oil this pan. Oops. I almost said I forgot to oil the pan, but we don't need to because this is 80% ground beef. This is gonna oil the pan on its own just fine. And it's grass-fed beef, so it's not, you know, you don't have to worry so much about it. Oh my goodness, fat is bad for us. No, it's grass-fed beef fat. We're gonna bake those at 450 degrees. I'm smelling all kinds of delicious things coming out of my toaster oven, so even though it hasn't been 45 minutes yet, I'm gonna check on my meat bars. Actually, after 30 minutes, you wanna take them out and pour off the fat and then put them back in if necessary. So let's check them out. It's been exactly 30 minutes. Ooh, this is done. This pan is wider than I usually make them. And oh, this is done. So I like to pour off the extra fat just because it gets greasy. I mean, that's a lot of fat. This is 80% beef. This is right out of the oven. This has not cooled or, you know, done anything to make it hold its shape. This is a great AIP breakfast. But it's not like a hamburger, it's actually like a meatloaf. You can see the little crispy white bits of Yautia root there. Our meat bars have been in the fridge overnight. Now they're nice and solidified, so I can show you the texture. What could be better than a sandwich with our Yautia bread? What could be better than that? How about a meatwich? Watch this. Yes, you can cut this right down the middle and it holds its shape because it's that firm. You would think this had egg and binders and all kinds of... No binders. It's the magical texture of the Yautia. Now we have a meatloaf sandwich. Put your lettuce in here. Oh my goodness. The whole recipe is like 1 pound of grass-fed beef, 1/2 pound or 1.5 cups of Yautia. And then I just put some fresh herbs and some salt, like a teaspoon of salt. Baked it at 450 degrees this went for half an hour. Sometimes you have to go up to 45 minutes depending on how the size of your pan and how thick it is. I have the nutritional breakdown on this for you. So that'll make 4 servings. And each serving is going to have 309 calories, 13 grams of carbs, 18 grams of protein, and 20 grams of fat technically, but we poured off a lot of that. It's not really going to have 20 grams, and even if it did, so what? That's our friend. Even after making 2 full batches of the Yautia bars that we're going to use as like bread, I'm going to make, I made the batch of the meat bars, which was another half a pound, and I still had some left over. So here it is, chopped up, sitting in the bowl of water. I'm just going to make this like the easy way, just boil it until it's soft and eat it like, a potato. And I'm going to throw a sprig of fresh rosemary in that water. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfectly fork tender. How it just breaks apart. I'm going to just have this with my salmon with a little olive oil and salt on it, and it's going to be great. If you like this video, please subscribe. I put out new videos every Thursday, and I hope I'll see you soon. And until then, be healthy.